All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And I just want to do a quick video. I'll probably entitle this, fact versus opinion. Okay? Because, I have a lot of guys out here, man, that, certain subjects, in the scriptures, will be presented. What they'll do, instead of, just being a man, and accepting the facts for what they are, they'll get all emotional and, want to fight you over it. Just like these guys. What was that guy? I believe, what was that guy's name? Swift 44 or something like that, from the Tried and Refined. He was on a stream with 2-letter J from Sacramento Truth Movement. And, he made a statement, to him about, I forget what it was. I believe he said something. And the guy got emotional and says, oh, I'll meet you in the streets. I'll meet you in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So it shows you, man, that, guys are just getting emotional, over stupid, things, man. Let's like this character. What's this guy? Midas, right? Which is a character that joins Jay's streams, right? Sacramento Truth Movement's live streams he does. So I was on a stream with Midas, a couple of times. One time he was respectable, right? He was friendly. And the other time when I went on there, the conversation started off as friendly, but then when I challenged him on the scriptures, you could see that he was getting all emotional once the facts were brought out. Because all you got to do is ask somebody, 3 or 4 questions to find out what they know. Ask them, what does Christ look like? Ask them, well, where's hell at? What is, how many laws did the Lord give, to obey? Oh, and are the laws done away with today? Who are the Lord's people today? Those are a couple questions you could ask a Christian. And I guarantee you they probably don't really know. Maybe they could answer 2 of them, but I guarantee you they won't really have an answer for all of those. And if they do answer them, I 100% guarantee you they'll get at least 2 of them wrong. Unless they're, studying what we're saying. And if not, then they're going to get majority of those wrong. Which for us, it's easy peasy at this point, man. To go into certain of these, subjects. But one thing I asked, Midas, as I asked him, well, who's the one behind the deception in the world? Or who's the one that's behind all of the deception that we see? And he told me, oh, well, that's the God of this world that's behind deceiving people. So then I brought up 2 Thessalonians 2:11. It says that the Lord shall send them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Let me say that again. At 2 Thessalonians 2:11, the Lord shall send them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie. So wait a second. It says that the Lord's going to send them a strong delusion. So wait a second. How can he tell me that the Lord doesn't deceive people if the text literally said that he does? I ask him, and he doesn't know. He's just like, he'll tell you, oh, well, you're just, making that up. It's like, well, wait a second. How the hell could we be making that up if we literally read the verse that says that? That would be like, what if, let's give an example. That would be like if we read about, let's say in the dietary law, it says that you're not supposed to eat rabbits, right? That's what it says. But what if somebody said, oh, well, that was just talking about stuffed animal rabbits. That's not talking about, a real, living rabbit. That's talking about stuffed animals. It's like, well, what the hell are you talking about? The text literally says rabbits. So if you want to go around talking about stuffed animal rabbits, then you go and believe that. But that's not according to the scriptures. That's not what it says. It says rabbits. So obviously it's talking about living creatures, because that's the whole context of the chapter. So if you want to put that spin on it, then you do that. But as I said, it goes back to the name of the video, right? Fact versus opinion, or something along those lines, right? Facts versus emotions. And that's what it all boils down to at the end of the day, right? The facts are presented, and majority of the people, instead of just accepting the facts, for what they are, everyone wants to get in their feelings about it. That's just the way it is. Like I'll give one. Wait, this is a good one. Now, if we mention that, a human being, when they are able to, reproduce and have children, that we say that obviously makes that human being a adult then, because they can have children. Someone hears that, they'll get all emotional and say, oh, that's not true. A woman ain't ready until she's 18. It's like, okay, well, where are you pulling that from? Are you pulling that from out of your behind? Are you getting that from what a rich man wrote on a piece of paper and said these are the rules? Or are you getting that from science and human biology? Because what I'm saying, I'm getting that from human biology. Look that word up if you don't know what that means. The word biology means the study of life. Okay, so if I make a statement and say that, a human being that can have offspring, that qualifies them as being an adult because they can have children, they can be a parent to a child. Is that not logical to believe that that person who can have a child is a mature being of that species? And it's funny because everyone will agree if we say that about, let's just use for an example, a polar bear, right? We'll put a wild one out there, right? A polar bear. A juvenile polar bear cannot give birth to a baby polar bear. It's impossible. It can't be done. But a mature polar bear can reproduce and make a baby polar bear. That's science. That's fact. Okay, so what did we learn there? We learned that mature, meaning what? Grown up, polar bears can reproduce and make baby polar bears. And we established that juvenile polar bears, baby polar bears, cannot reproduce and make other polar bears. Now we have that established. By what form of logic can we then say that human beings, on the other hand, you have some juveniles that can also make other juveniles, right? You have some kids that can give birth to other kids. That's not logical. That's an illogical fallacy. Look that word up. And it's funny because if you make that statement, everyone will get all emotional and say, oh, well, that's not true. That's unscientific. How is that not scientific? And that's a real question. How is that a false statement to say that that human beings who can make children are not children? How is that a illogical statement? Because the word illogical means a statement that is void of common sense and logic. That's what the word means. So how would it be an illogical statement to say that humans who can have other humans must be mature humans? They can't be little ones. They can't be little children. They can't be kids, because kids can't have other kids. You bring that topic, everyone wants to get all emotional and say, oh, well, to even question, that somebody, you have to be some type of weird person to even question that. It's like, what the hell are you talking about, buddy? Hell are you talking about? I mean, hell, you probably think you're on a rock spinning 1,000 miles an hour and that you're walking upside down right now. That's what you probably believe. Hell are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? It shows you a lot of these cats out here, man, that think don't really know what the hell is going on, man. Let me ask this question. Because it's like, okay, cool. So why would the Most High, according to these guys, right, because they call human beings who are, let's say, 16 years old, right? They'll say those are kids, right? Those are children. It's like, okay, cool. So why would the Most High God make a world where kids can give birth to kids? Last time I've read the Bible, and I've read the Bible twice, may I also mention. The last time I've read the Bible, it says that the Lord made sexual intercourse between a man and a woman. I'd never seen a verse that says that the Lord made sexual intercourse between a man and a woman and two adolescents. I'd never seen that. Somebody has to show me that verse, right? God made sexual intercourse between a man and a woman and 2 kids. That's not logical. That's BS. That's not in the Bible. That's Western philosophy. Because if you didn't know, bear with me a second. All right, excuse me. If you didn't know, the term adolescence was invented in the early 1900s. Okay, so for one, it couldn't even be in the Bible because the word did not even exist at that time in history. That's also the same reason why you don't see the word dinosaur in the Bible. Dinosaurs are mentioned in the Bible, but the word dinosaur is not in the Bible. You know why? Because the word dinosaur was invented in the 1800s. So how the hell could the word be in there if the word did not even exist at that time period? Just like I'll give this example. The all America's in the Bible, but you're never going to find the word America in the Bible. It uses symbology to describe it because the word America did not exist at that time in history when those prophets received their visions of the future. So they described what they seen to the best of their ability, with the words they had back then to describe them. Okay, so I mean, as I said, man, it goes back to someone's opinions versus the facts. And a real man would accept the facts for what they are, even if they hurt his feelings, right? Even if they hurt one's feelings, being a man is accepting the facts. Okay, that's what being a man is. Okay, but that's, of course, a hard thing to come around, especially over here in Babylon the Great, which is America, not no Vatican City, by the way. And that's a fact, right? No Vatican City in the scriptures. Well, I'll say this. The Catholic Church mentioned in the scriptures, that's in them. What is that? Revelation, the 16th chapter? Yeah, Catholic Church is in the scriptures, but they're not Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great is America. Anyone not teaching that is a damn devil demon. Inside joke. Or anyone teaching that don't know what the hell is going on. Okay, but going back to what I was saying, man, these people's opinions, versus the facts. At the end of the day, the facts are the facts. If you don't like that, then you don't like it. Hey, there's a scripture that says, hey, look, the truth is the truth, and we can do nothing against the truth, but before the truth. Right, we can't do anything against the truth. I'll give this example. Maybe, right, because I look like a Caucasian, right? I look like a so-called Caucasian, which I believe I'm an Israelite right through the Spirit. Because the scriptures tell you in, what is that, Daniel, the 12th chapter? It says that the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked can understand. Right, so if I can sincerely believe, in who the world ignorantly calls Christ, and on his true doctrine the way it actually is, then I must be a brother then. I must be a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob then. If I can truly, sincerely believe and accept it, which I have. That's why I'm on here talking. But one thing is, I can accept that the Most High and his Son are so-called black men. Why? Because that's what the Bible says. That's not my opinion. That's what it says. Right? And am I going to get emotional about that? No. Now, maybe at first I felt a little weird about that, of course, like we all have when we first, heard of these certain topics in the scriptures. That's natural, but guess what? We eventually accept it and, believe it. Right? You have to accept it and believe it. Like, I'll give another one. Our entire life we were all brought up and taught that, hey, look, if you're, good, you're going to die and go straight to heaven. But if you're wicked, you're going to die and go straight to burn in hell and be tortured by demons down there, is what we were taught as children while we were growing up, in these churches too. And, you have people out there, man, who believe that for 50, 60 years, of their life. Hell, man, you have some people who believe that their entire life, right? Maybe live 70, 80, some people 90 years of believing that their entire life, and then they'd pass away. And then guess what? After they die, they found out that was a bunch of bullshit. That wasn't true. Okay, that doctrine, even though we all believe that as kids, and as adults too. We've all believed that. But guess what? That's a lie. That's not true. We're in hell right now, according to the Bible. According to the Bible, the earth is hell. In the Bible, whenever the word hell is used, it can mean one of two things. Okay, it depends on the context. All right, it depends on the context. But when the word hell is used, it can either mean one of two things. It can either mean the physical earth itself that we're standing on. And you can read, what is that? I want to say, what is that? Ecclesiastes 3:16. You can read on down from there. Right, that the place where judgment takes place is the physical earth that we stand on. This is where people pay out their judgment, is here on earth. Not when you die, because when you pass away, you're at peace, right? You're asleep when you pass away. And you can read, just to prove that, because you got guys teaching that, when you die, you go straight to heaven. But that ain't true, because all you got to do is read, what about the account of Stephen, right? Acts the 7th chapter, John the 11th chapter, Job the 3rd chapter, right? It shows you that when you pass away, you go to sleep. Okay, you don't go burn nowhere. You don't go and meet people in heaven. You go to sleep. Which, I mean, when you pass away, your spirit goes up to God, right? So I'd say you probably meet the Most High, but then you go to sleep, right? You rest, like how you do at nighttime when you're sleeping. That's the same state you're in when your soul departs from your body. And there's plenty of scriptures on that. Okay, so, anyone who passed away, they're not, like, I'll give this example. Hitler, when he passed away, he wasn't burning in hell. In fact, there was one video on there, man, where this guy claimed that he had a dream where he saw Hitler burning in hell. That's a damn joke. Hitler was in peace when he died. And all you got to do is read Job the 3rd chapter. It tells you that there in the spiritual realm, they're the wicked, they cease from troubling. They're the weary, they are at rest. Okay? So even though he was a wicked man, that's true, but he is at rest right now. Which he might be reincarnated. Okay, we don't know that. But if not, then he's at peace. He's at rest. Right? He's sleeping right now. He's not being tormented. Right? He's at peace. Same thing with everyone else, whether they're righteous, whether they're wicked. Everyone's at peace right now. Ain't nobody being tormented right now. After death. That's a bunch of nonsense that we were told in church. That's totally not true. That's totally not in the Bible. Okay? Now, you'll use certain, words in there to try to, prove it. Like, I'll give this example. What is that? Matthew 10:28. Fear not him that can destroy the body and not the soul, but rather fear the one who can destroy both body and soul in hell. They'll use that to say, we'll see. That shows that people go and die and burn in hell. That's not true. That's talking about here. The Lord can jack your ass up, man. And that goes for all of us. That's why the scriptures say, I'll quote it again, literally the verse I just read. It says what? Matthew 10:28. Fear not him that can destroy the body and not the soul, but rather fear him that can destroy both body and soul in hell. Right? And we're in hell. That's why you have people, man, who are born with all types of, with all types of, may I use the word, let's see, what could I use? They have difficulties, we'll say. Or that be, some people might be born, missing limbs. Some people might be born blind. Some people might be born, with health problems. Over time, people might get injured in life and have to, be wheeled around the rest of their life. Right? Some people, hell, anything can happen, man. The possibilities are endless of how things can go wrong, man. And that's scary. That's definitely scary, man. That's why it says to fear him that can destroy both body and soul. Okay, which is talking about here, because the Lord can jack you up, man. And that's a scary thing, man. That's a scary thing. In fact, there was one account, man, where a man went to a GMS camp, right? And he was walking by the camp. He was scoffing at them, and making fun of them. Hell, he walked down the block, like literally a block away. The man got shot up, man. and not from anyone in GMS, but by somebody he was in a gang that he had some beef with. You know, they drove by and saw him. You know, according to the police report on it. You know, and yeah, the man lost his life, right, just after he mocked at the prophets. That's scary, man. That's scary. So I'll say it again. That's why you got to fear the Most High, man. Right? Because the Lord's in control of all things. What is that? 1 Samuel 2:6. I, the Lord, I wound and I heal. Or I kill and make alive, and there is none who can deliver out of the power of my hands. Right? You can't hide yourself from the Most High, man. And again, that goes for me, that goes for you, that goes for all of us, man. So we want to make sure we're on the Lord's right-hand side, man. Okay? Because if not, then your ass is grass, man. And that goes for all of us, man. Right? That goes for every one of us. Okay? So we got to, we got to be following those laws, man, to the best of our abilities. We better be following them laws. Right? 613, we can't perfectly keep them today. You better try, man. You better be, on your game, so to speak, man. You better be, cautious at all times. What you're putting in your body, right? What you're, spending your time doing. You know what I'm saying? You better be very cautious, man. But anyway, I hope that was an edifying video. If anybody made it this far in the video, go ahead and put hashtag. Let's see, go ahead and put hashtag black in the comment section just to go with the background of my profile picture here. If anyone made it to the end, go ahead and put hashtag black. And I'm going to say shalom.